Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar on leadership lead transforming manager into inspiring visionaries. It's Alamgir Hossain, Deputy Coordinator Monitoring Innovation Learning TIB, Chief Coordinator of Circle Associate Limited and founder of Digital MEL Hub. And also here resource person Mr. Bidyut Maholdar COP ACD Bhoga Bangladesh here. It's my great pleasure that all the amazing M&A professionals of national and international have joined today. And also our honorable guest speaker present here. Now it's time to hear from our guest speaker, Mr. Nazrul Islam, Chairman Circle Associate. He is very much expert in monitoring, evaluation, learning, and reporting system focusing on DQA USAID funded project. I am requesting Nazrul Bhai for welcome speech. Over to you, Nazrul Bhai. Nazrul Bhai, unmuted. Nazrul Bhai, please say something.
Okay. Now it is unmute. Okay. Good evening from Bangladesh. I welcome you all to this August webinar on leadership leap, transforming managers into inspiring visionaries, presented by Dr. Bidyut Mahaldar, Chief of Party, USDA Food for Progress project implemented by CDI Bhuka. I know Dr. Mahaldar since 2016. He is a dynamic leader in the development sector who is honored for his innovation venture in the sector. I am sure you will be benefited a lot from this presentation. This webinar is organized by the Digital MEL Hub, a learning platform of the Circle Associates. As you know, Circle is committed to improve capacity of the MEL professional. Aiming this objective, we have organized 17 webinars in different aspects of MEL. Besides webinar, we also organize several online training on GIS, Android apps development for data collection, data analysis with the SPSS, and data visualization by Power BI. We have also planned another online training on MEL fundamentals in the middle of July. Regarding this webinar, you know that Dr. Mahaldar is going to touch a very, hot issue, the leadership. And you know that leadership and management are the terms that are often considered synonymous, but actually it is not. Leadership does not require any managerial position to act as a leader. On the other hand, a manager can be a true leader only if he has got the traits of leadership in him. Leadership as a general term is not related to managerialship. A person can be a leader by virtue of quality in him. For example, leader of a club, class, or welfare association, or social organization, etc. Therefore, it is true to say that all managers are leaders, but all leaders are not managers. The modern school of thought defines 10 qualities of good leaders. One of these qualities is vision and foresightness. A leader cannot maintain influence unless he exhibits that he is forward-looking. He has to visualize situation and thereby has to frame logical programs. Since a manager is a leader as well as he must have this quality, vision and forthrightness, which is the focus of this webinar. My sincere gratitude for patience listening the presentation and participate in question and answer session. Good luck and best wishes for all of you. I hope you will enjoy this session. Thank you very much.
Thanks again, Nazul Bhai, for giving your valuable time to index our knowledge, and your guideline will give a light to our way through Circle Associates Limited. You know, Digital Millab is working with Circle Associates Limited as learning way. Honorable M&E professional, it's especially great momentous to have Mr. Vidyut Mohaldar is a speaker today. I honored and grateful to him that he gives his valuable time for us from his busy time. Dr. Mohaldar has an enormous expert in international development with a particular focus on climate, smart agriculture, food security, nutrition, agriculture research and extension, knowledge management, disaster management, women empowerment, and smallholder access to digital finance, and more. He has over 30 years of experience in managing programs for the government of Bangladesh, donor organization, research institute, NGO, and UN agency in Bangladesh and other South Asian countries in different prestigious positions. He also visited more than 25 countries across Asia, Europe, America, and Africa for participating in several international skill development training course, conference, and seminars. Currently, Dr. Mohaldar is working as chief of party with ACDI Bhoka for the project of Bangladesh Climate Smart Livestock Project. He is authentic, trusty, and empathetic leader as well. Already all of you know about him through recently my video content, advertisement, and other communication channel. I have a small announcement. Please click the link, either Facebook, LinkedIn, or WhatsApp, given in your chat box to be connected with Digital Mill Hub if you are not connected. Before leaving, I request again all of you, please remain unmute during the session, and you will get open discussion or feedback at the end of the session for 20 to 30 minutes. So keep question or suggestion at your mind. I am requesting to Dr. Mohaldar to start today's session on leadership lead transforming manager into inspiring visionary. Over to you. Please continue. You are muted. Okay. Yes. Go ahead.
You have disabled my presentation to upload.
Yeah. Just can you share screen? Already I have permitted the screen share.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, coming. Yes. Front page is coming on.
Okay.
Okay. Demo is okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alamgir, for inviting me for this very important platform to talk about leadership issues. And I'm very grateful for your kind words of you and Mr. Nazul Bhai. A very good morning to all the audience, evening and afternoon, those who are here. So I don't want to talk about myself anymore. My name is Vidyut Mohaldar. I am working as the chief of party for ACDI Bhoka to lead a project funded by USDA in Bangladesh. It's named Bangladesh Climate Smart Livestock Project. Today's topic, actually, I wanted to brief in the beginning because this is a monitoring hub and all most monitoring personnel, senior leaders are here. But in my present organization and previous places, I found that certain level move from monitoring officer, then a specialist, then manager, then director, and up to DCOP and COP. So, though I will talk only for monitoring leadership perspectives and its transformation, and also how to be a great leader, that will be concentrated in today's presentation for considering the time constraints. But we'll consider this will be applicable for monitoring personnel as well. So I'm very grateful for the 52 participants I see here. It's a good gathering. So I start with the topic named Leadership Leap, Transforming Manager into Inspiring Visionaries. Actually, transformation is many cases it happens. And managerial post, as Dr. Nozul mentioned, that managers may not be leader, but today I want to take that challenge, how the inherent qualities of a manager can be improved to leadership role. So see this slide where the Gettysburg Address the president of Abraham Lincoln was given in 1863. But in 2013, what President Barack Obama actually stated. In the evening, when Michelle and the girls have gone to bed, I sometimes walk down in the hall to a room Abraham Lincoln used to in his as his office. It contains an original copy of the Gettysburg Address written in Lincoln's own hand. I linger on these few words that have helped define our American experiment, a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. So see the link is how these two good leaders 1863 address he was used to following in 2013 when he actually took the role of the president of America. So it's not the time, it's the people who followed, who learned to always try to learn from the his previous leaders. So this is the good example. We can continue our learning up to end of our lives. So this is the one emotional thing that we can start. We can think how the leaders are growing, how the leaders are managing. Come to the next slide. One guy, the left side is Steve Jobs. He's from USA. Another person named Nitun Gopal Kundu. We know him as the Nitun Kundu. Uh, he was the artist, sculptor, and entrepreneur. He was the founder of the Autobi Limited, a company that make the revolutionary things in Bangladesh and beyond for furniture history, for modern furniture. So both of them actually talk in the same language. I think they never meet each other. Steve Jobs said, think differently about your company, product, and service. What Nitun Kundu said, we all are working towards a common aim to make a difference to the people. So, two different leaders, dynamic leaders, they are actually thinking in different places in the same way. So, in today, we can see that actually it is not the place, it is not the location, and it doesn't matter where do you work. It is the thing, how do you think in different way, out of box. So with this note, I can see that always we talk about the managers and leaders, but we forget another tier of people, practitioners. When even I write my CV, I write more than 30 years, I am working as a development practitioners. So always we are practitioners. Then we move to with some training and experience in the managers. But can we, with the training and experience, can come to the leaders? So I am not going to read all the lines, but give you some glimpse. The practitioners follow, the manager copy, and leaders is an original thing that actually develop. Practitioners are mainly implements. The manager administers the work and leader actually innovates. Make the creativity, think different way, and always try to make some creative way to complete the job and beyond. And a practitioner focuses on program and services very specifically. Manager focus on system and structures. If everything is within the system according to the procedures and rules. Leaders focuses on people. Who are my followers? Who are the persons I have in team? How I can support them to make the difference to go beyond. The practitioners relies on compliance and behavior change. The manager relies on control. This is the one important word. The control. Managers always think I am controlling. The leader inspire and trust and together with the people. The practitioner's eye on the client and community. Yes, always who is my targeted group, how to make the things delivered in time. And managers eye always on the bottom of the line. Oh, the things are founded. He started very nicely following all the rules and regulation. Leaders eye on the horizon is beyond. So these three tiers actually everywhere. If you come to the monitoring, it starts with the practitioners, as I mentioned, officers and specialist, then manager, then leader. So these three actually I am trying to manage, talk together. How? So first thing, there are many different kinds of manage leadership, many, what do you call it, types, styles, category. But I thought with this monitoring team, what is very specific way I can focus. And then I just started one model is called leader member exchange model. Because when you talk with the monitoring team, you are the leader and you have a group of people to work with you inside and outside. So this model is based on the idea of two distinct type of uh, category of people with you. And that is the reason it's called leader, manager, and exchange relationship. Uh, so one group is called in group exchange, a partnership categorized, mutual trust, respect, and linking. So this group is called in group. You'll see the next slide. Out group is the lack of mutual trust, respect, and linking. So this is the two groups we need to always deal everywhere. How? So look at this circle and outside. Is the leader on the top and follower 1, 2, 3 is the in group, and outside follower 4 and 5. If you lead a 5-member team, then 3 of them are very much competent, trustworthy, and highly motivated. 2 out of 5 are incompetent, untrustworthy, and poorly motivated. So leader always need to take care of these two groups and how to bring this follower 4 and 5 within the circle. That is the challenge, that is the initiative, that you can be a great leader. So it does not matter you are working with program, you are working with finance, you are working with monitoring. So everywhere you will find this. So how to do this? There are 3 stages I found in the literature: training, testing, and assessment. You need to know what is the problem diagnostics. That is everywhere. Then development of trust. The last part of my presentation, that is the thing, work on the phase 2, how to development of the trust for the people of your team and how to bring them together. And then when you can develop the trust, must be there is a creation of emotional bond, connectivity, team bondage, and they can be work together. That is called LMX model. So this is the everywhere in our management practice, leadership practice in development organization, government organization, private sector, everywhere. Next. So if we can look at the team in that way, and then we can have the success. Number one, productivity increase of the organization, your project, your team, job satisfaction of the team members, and organizational commitment is enhancing strength for all. As I mentioned, teamwork, obviously this is the output. Employee retention, this is a big cost for the organization when you have the turnover rate is very high. And how does the team, when they are motivated, they are in group, they can be kind of rewarded with salary enhancement and the promotion. But we have to consider two important influencing factor for this success. Number one, members attributes. That means every person has the different personalities, skill levels are same, and the experience is not from the same organization, not the same time. So they are coming from diversified organization, there is skill different and personality. So you have to consider to take case by case. Then next one is affected responses, because I try to bring the team together, but at the same time, you need to enhance the task. That the things I will talk whole of my presentation: trust, cooperation, and bonding. That are the two things, sorry, can be the positive emotion. At the same time, it can be opposite, the conflict and misunderstanding. So we have the first thing we have to understand the members' attributes, then we see the responses. When we can be considering these two influencing relationship factor, then we can be the left part of the present this slide can work. Next. So that is the LMX model story I end. The other things I found is called situational leadership model. One guy, Paul Hartze, he's actually a behavioral scientist. Another is Ken Blanchard. He's an author, speaker, and management expert. He has the one book, I think, 1 Minute Manager, like this. It was a bestseller book. So both of these two persons jointly actually synthesize the leadership style is four distinct categories. Number one is called directing type style. Number two, coaching type style. Number three, supporting and delegating. So why four? We need to consider considering your project, your organization, and your team. If you try to build a new team for a new project, and the most of the your staff and team members are young, so then you have to consider to which at management at leadership style you have to adapt. It's not always only one. It can be hybrid. It can be started together with one step, then you move the next step. You, if you want to start a project very high level professionals, then at the end of this presentation I'll show you some survey result of my present organization, that how these things are actually can be utilized practice in your project. So S1 is the, I'm giving the number, it has a reason, you'll see. Directing. So directing is the leaders, mainly an autocratic leader, what we'll say. Is the military management, is directing is very important. It's a chain of command, and is communication mostly one way, and decision are made by the leader. So this is called directive behavior of the leader, and focuses on communication on goal and achievement. So low confidence, low commitment. But some of the cases in end of this part, you will see the others actually mentioned that always it is not low commitment. Commitment sometimes of this level may be high. So you'll see generally lacking of specific skills. As I mentioned, that the job just the new hired people with very limited or no experience, they have lack of skills for the job. So we have to take care that to whom we need to actually adapt the directive type leadership style. The next one is the coaching, the one step higher. That means here is some consultative style. It is two-way approach, and decision are still remaining under the leader's authority. But it is the some involvement through encouragement, and subordinate inputs are actually taking consideration by the leader, and also it's called coaching behavior type. Employee has some confidence, still showing low commitment, but always it is not correct. As I mentioned here, sometimes the commitment may be high from the these junior level staff who have a little bit experience working with the same organization or different organization, and they need substantial support to perform their job because they need guidance. Next step is supporting style. So here actually leaders are supporting is not working day-to-day decision making things. So it is kind of hybrid to work with the senior level staff or team to support, facilitate, and democratic way and participatory to listen them and then provide external support. In this case, is this behavior of the leader is always needs to be a skill in listening, appreciating, asking for input, and provide feedback. These are the four important components for this category of leadership style. And obviously the people have the high confidence and they have the commitment. Here it is written variable, means all the team members you cannot be considered the highly committed, because then you will not have the out group, as I mentioned in the earlier. These two management leadership style is the connectivity, because in group out group you have to consider here also. Experienced, yeah, and capable, lack of confidence to go to alone. Yes, it's need to at least minimum guidance. So this is the supporting, and last one is the delegating. Everywhere the visionary leaders and transformative leaders, they try to support the team only to some guidance and help them empower them to develop their decision making and problem solving attitude and also the skills. And that the one step, one level, the decision is with the team members, senior team members, and the leader is always involved in the details, external stakeholders, some out of box thinking, planning wider. So like the business company, they want to expand the business horizontally or vertically. In the development program, how the innovation and some creative way we can complete the task, how collaboration with the external audiences, other project, other program, that is the always the leader is busy. So employees high competency, high ability, and very much experience to perform the job and comfortable with own ability to do it well with minimum support. So if I summarize, one side you have seen employee, other side you have seen leaders, and then you have seen the four category or styles. If I summarize these things, I acknowledge this left part of the diagram. It is actually I acknowledge in the end of the presentation. Uh, I took help started from on university. So if I summarize this, I mentioned S1, S2, S3, S4. So you see the S1 is red because it's the high directive. S2 is the just a different color coaching, supporting, and delegating. So if you come to the right side, as I mentioned, this is the team and employee. They have the four level, D1, D2, D3, D4. So management style is four level and it is actually connected, linked with the employees level. But as I mentioned, that it is not always you can very much concentrate with one type of management. You maybe have 30 members team. One category needs a directive way to directly approach for leadership. Another category group may need coaching. Another group may need supporting. So this is the slide we need to see that first you have to take care of the who are the in group or out group. If these two category of people are there, then you sort the people, the experience, mid-level, entry level. Then you see the D1, D2, D3, D4. So these two models parallelly, we have to think to work together, be a good leader. Next, nature of leadership. When we know these two models, there are many other models. So a leader has two types of power to exercise, or one is the positional power, another is the personal power. If I start with the personal power, I am so kind, very much grateful to come, Mr. Alamgir and his team to invite me here. Maybe I can talk some thing about this leadership style. So this is the thing I learned from my 30 years of experience and with training different management schools. So this is the capacity to influence other because of someone's own knowledge and skills. Other is the some of the known people, known person in the society, they can easily influence others. Sometimes you will see UN, they have the some representative to motivate the people on famous player or singer. They are connected sometimes for awareness creation program. In the development sector, there are some other people also, is due to their personal qualities, their other what do you call it, name and fame, they can be connected and people, they can influence the people. Beyond this, there are some power that is given a leader due to the position. It's called reward power. It is called the capability to punish or hold the positive outcomes. So it's the coercive power, and this is legitimate power. So your leader should be always careful. Why I am showing these two together? So due to personal power, you cannot abuse your leadership style, leadership practices. Again, if you are not very much aware, if you don't know what are the positional power you have, then you cannot manage your team, you cannot influence them, you cannot bring them together. So you have to make a balance. Positional power is actually sometimes there is a managerial power, and the personal power, I think it is the way you can inspire people, you can be connect people, and like today I'm going to connect 57 persons here. So this is the way day by day we can improve, we can be a good leader, we can be a powerful leader, and that I'll tell you later how a person can be a powerful leader in practice and within their job responsibility or beyond. So the other thing is that nature of leadership. Why I am just jumping here? Because as I mentioned earlier, the transformation. So that is my target. Another is the inspiration and visionary. So this is the one important trait we call, if you want to be a good leader, you have to empower your people. Otherwise, you cannot be a good leader, you cannot be a powerful leader. So this process which leaders enable to help others to gain power, you should not be afraid to empower your people, and that is the poor leadership if you are afraid to empower your people. Achieve and influence. Effective leaders empower others. How? One is to provide them information. Sometimes during our communication, we say, oh no, junior level staff should not know. Yes, there are some classified mail or information or document that you can restrict, like the budget of your project. But the communication is very important. Responsibility. Everybody, you need to award them their responsibility, their boundary of work, and some level of authority. As I mentioned earlier, that in S1, S2, S3, S4, every level of the style of leadership, you can see that some of your team members are really can practice it. And that the trust, as I mentioned, everywhere trust is the first thing for a leader, for the team to improve together. So gradually I'm moving towards my presentation that I wanted to actually focus. visionary leadership. Leader actually see the dream, the dreamer. So a future that one hope to create or achieve to improve upon present state of affairs. So from today, if I can see what may happen tomorrow and how I can adjust if the adverse situation, if the opportunity. So that is the visionary leader. The visionary leader never think about today, is always thinking about tomorrow. So the visionary leader can change the situation. Is the person who has the sense of future as well as the understanding of the actions needed, only not to dream. It's actually what should I do and how should I do and when should I do. So that are the things one person should have if he or she wants to be a visionary leader. So why it is important here? Because before going to go this visionary leader straight and how to be a powerful leader, we need to know about the good comparison. Transactional versus transformational leadership. Actually, many people actually name it as the traditional leadership or day-to-day performance or very straightforward. But I name it as the from some literatures that transactional. So this kind of leadership actually is a respond problem in a punitive manner, very specific way, and they cannot think in differently. So they see the authority, they see the boundary, the person is always with the reward and punish, that kind of boundary. The most of the cases this leader has the mistrust, they cannot have the confidence on the team member, they cannot trust them so much, and they are not the very much appreciating the in-person achievement of the team member or team's achievement. Always try to be the his or her own achievement, try to make the thing in there. So this kind of leadership actually we call traditional leadership, and they cannot go beyond some extent. So that is the actually I am trying to explain. We should not think about, we should not practice about this transactional leadership. We always think about the right side the box, transformational leadership. So at the level you are today, if you practice this, you can be day by day powerful leader. I'll show you explain you how a person can be through these transformation practices be a powerful leader. And I'll show you some real life practice exercise also. Uh, it's a proactive. That is the first thing. You have to take the risk and trust your members. There are three things: proactive, risk taker, team members to trust, and some charismatic leadership style inspire the people with exceptional performance. So this is the four bullet point is very, very important for a person wants to be a powerful leader through the practices of transformational leadership. Next. So I started actually the real focus of this presentation now, personal leadership development. You see the picture of the left. One guy is there, and all the members are listening. Him is the demonstration of the crop field. So he's talking something about his followers. So they are listening attentively. You have to you have to practice in your day-to-day leadership style that people actually attentively listening you, and they are going back to practice it, and they are fully on trust on you. What you told, actually that is correct. So you have to be very careful. The message you pass, that is correct and authentic, reliable, and your team member, if they follow it, there will be a good result. So come to the right side. Vision I mentioned, charisma I mentioned, aspiration. Actually, so in all the you desire something to beyond your box, beyond your territory. Empowerment I mentioned, intellectual stimulation. Obviously, a leader should be a talented person. He needs some intellectual inherent quality, integrity. That is also people should have to practice this integrity and consistency, reliability. So that all 6 things are the main first condition or factors or the what do you call it important component to be a good powerful leader. So this is the right thing actually I wanted to tell you from through this situational stage, considering the your team and the leaders analysis in group and out group and 4 type of leadership styles. Then with the transformational practices, you must be try to be a powerful leader. So to be a powerful leader, someone needs to be consistent. So first thing you have to, the previous slide you saw 6 things, and it is in practicing level. Uh, be reliable, consistent, and in actions and decision. Transparency. You have to be open, honest in communication, sharing relevant information. Empathy. You have to understand and valuing the perspectives of your colleagues and team members. They are feeling. Next one is the open communication. Yes, some things we restrict, something we have some confidential, but most of the cases, regular sharing, updating team member as much as they know about the project, your organizational perspectives, their mandate, their values. It's all make them day by day very confident. Recognition, that is another important. If somebody has done a good job, you have to recognize them and support. If you engage a person to start a new project or new task, you must be always following if the person is facing any challenges or if there is any opportunity that I can let him know that we can take. So these are the 6 things is the first step to be a powerful leader. The next thing is that, as I mentioned, as clear and consistent communication, mutual trust and respect. I am just summarizing. Shared vision and goal. That is important. The team member should know and the leader should communicate about the organization and or program visions and goals, support and guidance, as we mentioned. Communicate clearly and frequently. Yes, there should be a kind of mechanism that how could you communicate your teams very clearly, periodically, and what are the channels from both sides, and then seek and act feedback. You always ask from the team what are the problem, what are the challenges. They should give you the update, and then you give the solution. Understand the priorities and expectations. So this is another things. A leader should know the prioritizing the things, and then the leader has the some structured things, unstructured things, and then if you don't know the prioritize, if you don't know the delegate, if you cannot integrate, and if you don't have the group strategy and the approach, and also you should have some tools to fixation of the priorities and to make the expectation and demonstrate initiative. And when you talk like today I'm talking, the 50 62 audiences are here, they must actually has the trust and reliability about the information and the things I am talking. Similarly, when we are in our management or leadership practices in our project, in our organization, we demonstrate that one thing is initiative, new initiative, obviously there, and reliability. People, what you are talking, what you are giving, that should be authentic and correct. So now come to the practice. First thing is coming from delegation and empowerment. What should we do? What should a leader should do? Sitting in the office or any place, identify team strength and goals. Conduct individual meeting with team members to understand their strength, career aspiration, and areas of development. That is the first exercise. Second, create a skill inventory and development plan. So organization should have the staff development initiative and the skill lackings and the skill we need to perform the job. Everybody cannot be in your organization with all the required traits and skills are there. So you need to develop, you need to know their lackings, and you need to know what the requirement. Next thing is that delegation plan. So what day by day I can delegate in terms of managerial things, in terms of program management themes, in terms of monitoring, in terms of data collection, in terms of reporting, that I know, should know. And align the tasks with project team members' strength and goals. So it should be, as I mentioned, if you know the team's strength and weakness, individual strength and weakness, it is easy for you to assign the tasks considering the person's strength and weakness and reliability, commitment, and determination. Communicate the expectation and provide necessary resources. This is another thing. Sometimes we assign the task, but we are not in a position sometimes to say, I want this level of output or outcome from this assignment or task or the project. Then we sometimes are very reluctant about to understand what sorts of resources the person needs and the level of authority for accomplishment or completion of the task. So there are the leaders' duty to make these things happen. So that is the step by step a leader needs to practice. Next is continuing the delegation and empowerment, regular check-in and feedback. Schedule regular monthly or weekly or periodically. It depends on where your work, how big your project or program, and discuss the progress. Like if you do the software development company, there is some weekly meeting they call sprint meeting. So that sprint manager there, the team should have the meeting not more than 30 minutes. If you come to the development project, that is one practice. If you come to emergency project, that is another practice. So you set up the time frame and discuss the progress, address the challenges, and provide figure. If you don't practice these tools, you are not a good leader. You cannot progress. You cannot improve. You cannot go beyond. This use the session recognize achievement. So sometimes we call progress review, and at the same time we need to know what is our achievement and what if there is any deviation we need to analyze the adjustment. Then encourage ownership and leadership role. So gradually we have to develop the second and third tier or level of leader actually. Then your life will be as a top leader. Uh, you can do beyond. You can be a visionary leader if you have the second or third tier of leader within your organization, within your project. Opportunity to take leadership role gradually and slowly you can delegate with a small task, and you check and you assign somebody to support them. And mentorship in many cases, as we consider think about the out group, they are not very much committed, they are not so much skilled, they are not listening always about the project's goal and vision of the organization, they don't know. So that group of people actually need to mentorship program, job rotation, some sort of connectivity, connection with the peer, their colleagues. So this is another important task for the leaders. Next, motivation and emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, I think most of the people are very aware about this, but motivation is a different perspectives in different way. So recognize and celebrate the achievement. In many instances, we forget to celebrate small things. We forget to recognize individual. Even you can write an appreciation letter to your employee to do a good job. You see the person how they are sensed in the next day or next month, next assignment. So you have to design a system as the leader. It always not the money, is not always the time, it is not always the resources. It is the kind of initiative that you can do together with the administration, your ASR, your other department. So you have to start celebration and recognition, individual and the team. So that should be kind of communication publicly and privately within the team and beyond the team if possible. Use team meetings, as I mentioned earlier, internal communication, highlight the accomplishment and contribution, individual contribution and joint contribution, combined contribution, team contribution, collective action. Next one is the feedback. That is also very important for the leader to develop this feedback mechanism. If you are not in a good leader, that you have no feedback mechanism. So that is important. Otherwise, day by day, things will be beyond of your control. There will be so many mismanagement, or your days will be measurable. So you need to. This is very careful thing to practice. And when you develop this feedback mechanism, you must know the specific, actionable, and in it link tied with the individual growth and development. So feedback, if somebody is not performing well, you have to know where is the problem and how what action I should take. And if this person need to train or need skill development, I should do it. So then other thing is practice active listening and empathy. So I think it's a very common thing everywhere, every organization, the leader should have listening capacity. Dedicate time and interaction with the team member, actively listening and their perspectives and concern, and try to develop something like negotiation or team meeting, individual meeting, or discussion based on our listening. So if you try to understand the problem, if you try to attack the problem, you must listen carefully when somebody is talking the problem or achievement or success, whatever it is. Open-ended question and reflective listening. In the survey I conducted recently, you'll see that if people are afraid to talk, if they are very much afraid to share their uh, problems and success or the new ideas, you are losing something. So as the leader, to be a powerful leader, to be a great leader, that is one of the important. You have to listen everybody, and they should not be afraid to talk with you. That culture you have to adapt. Next is the self-reflection and mindfulness. Set aside time daily mindfully exercise, such as meditation. It's everywhere, but we always think I don't have time, I cannot manage. But daily, from the morning and the evening up to evening or up to office hour, we are very exhausted. We handle so many structured and unstructured things. If you have the religious practice or meditation, if you are alone sometimes, to talk yourself, not with any people, any person. So that is a good practice to regain your energy. It helps the decision making. It makes you so much to be concentrated in a particular issue, either it is positive or any challenging or any creative things or any new things or any bad things happening in your life. Reflect on interaction with the team members, identify areas for improvement. As I mentioned, I am not going to repeat. So, as I mentioned, all these things, how to assess and measure. If I talk everything theoretically, it is difficult actually to practice in our life. So, first thing you have to track task completion and quality. So we have to be develop a mechanism. So how can we track the task we have completed, maintain the optimum quality or required quality, and the task we delegated, and it is done perfectly or not. If there are some challenges, that this kind of uh, tracking mechanism should be there. And then conduct some regular survey and feedback session. Yes, maybe once in a year you have to either online or individual questionnaire survey to know the staff or team feedback, and then you need to know that all the items we need to have consideration in our leadership or good team member to make a powerful or influencing team. So after this slide, you'll see that the what are the items we need to include in the our survey to get the feedback and then take the decision. Development and growth. As I mentioned that we must take initiative, the skill development of the staff, of the team member, and gradually improve their confidence and delegate to leadership role gradually. Then employee engagement and motivation. That is the job satisfaction, as I mentioned in my third slide, and motivation must be improved. Their workplace morale and focusing of the organization vision, mission, and goals, and emotional intelligence, that we must have this exercise in the office, in a team, in a group. So next thing is that all these five things I mentioned and the previous three slides, you will see if really can be done in the real life practice. So sorry for the very small font. It is the real leadership exercise survey, as I mentioned 2 minutes ago. And there are 17 questions. Considering the time limitation and relevance, I can read. One question was that it was 18 senior members of a project participated in this survey. And first question, it is number 3. There are other questions. Members are clear about the assignment and how everyone works together. So use the teamwork. And question 4 options. One is never, second is occasionally, third is sometimes, 4 is often, and 5 is consistently. So the red color, 50% out of 18, that means 9% said responded often, and another 5 is consistent. That means this survey I can give you any kind of tool you can use. You need to know actually the members are together or not, and they are actually clear about the assignment. So any question you can ask, and you need to know if it is more than 60% responded are actually responding in positive way. That means you are in good track, but you have to think about the this out group. There are some out group always. Second question was that uh, team's goal and committed to reaching them. So the members are clear about the team goals. That means your project goals or what the team actually assigned for. And here also we found that the similar type of 9, when 50% responded, actually they respond that uh, they are clear about the goal. This is very good for a leader, because in the beginning, this is the survey for a team started only 6 months. So within 6 months, if the 50% staff are very much clear about their goal, so you are improving in right way. Number 3, member express interest and involvement in shaping the team's goal and participating in its process. So here also the 50%, that means this part is the project goal related, teamwork related, it is fine. Next one is the initiative to solve problems and innovation. So it is the mixed answer, you see. Because this is a very new team, so they are not very much confident about to take initiative to solve the problem. So this is the area the leader should take care. Yes, develop the skill and confidence of the team, how they can solve the problem and take some innovative idea for implementation of the project. Next one, team meetings are effective and everything. I talked many times about the different kind of meetings. Here, within the 6 months, out of 18, 10% responded. That's more than 55%. And also, if I add often, that means 13. This was, yes, the meeting, the leader organized. Actually, it is effective and it is output oriented, and it gave them some confidence about the post. That's why the first, second question actually they could answer correctly. So the team meeting is should be effective and a good tool. And then next one is the team member strong working relationship with one another. This is also, you see the mix. That means different people organized in the together in the office from different background, different ways. So still they are strong working relationship is not yet built up. So this is another area the manager should, leader should take care and improve the things. After 6 months or 1 year, when there will be a survey, these two things must be improved. This is the last maybe other question was that coordinate or integrate task and responsibility. Here also you see 33, 39. That means mix. In the beginning, it cannot be more than this. And this one is very interesting, as I emphasized. Strong communication exists, members are not afraid to speak up with the leader. So here you see it is the again the mixed. It means still leaders should develop the confidence of the team members. They can speak openly and their problems and success their idea. The next one is members trust each other. This is the good thing. Where the team actually more than 50% they give the very good confidence. They trust each other, and they are always, you see, the out group are there. Either intentionally or the very beginning, they are not still very much connected each other, but we need to take care of this. Next one is the members coordinate their activities to accomplish the task and to meet the goal. Here 50% actually as the with the meeting at the relationship, and they are very much interested to coordinate each other to accomplish the goal, to perform the task. So this is good. Next one, team members can diagnose and solve challenges. You see, again mixed. Why? Because still they are not very confident about to diagnose any kind of challenges, because still they don't know all the challenges of the project. The last one is very interesting. Conflict or hostility between the member is at a minimum level. Here you see the 40%, 44% responded consistently. That means there is no big conflict. So 12 out of 18, 12% actually gave okay. No, but some of the staff is still not confident, or they can see there are conflict, and that is one of the most important tasks for the leader to resolve identify the conflicts between two person and between the management and the individual, or with two groups, with two teams. So that is the very important task for the leader. Thank you everyone for listening me. Over to Alamgir.
Thank you, Dada, for your nice presentation about leadership style, leadership model. And now open discussion session. There will have lots of question or feedback on this session, but we'll finish by 20 to 30 minutes, couple of time. Please raise your hand, and on by on, those who will not get chance, please write down your opinion or feedback or suggestion in our WhatsApp group or mail. I will take care your suggestion or by WhatsApp group or communication channel. So open for all now. So on person Ahmed. Ahmed, please your question or suggestion or anything. Ahmed, you raise your hand. Please say something. Okay. Mute first and then say something.
Hello?
Yeah, clear.
Yes, clear. But I would like to ask you, there is something with the leadership styles, including the good leaders are mentoring for the staff, good communication, trust, and also dedication, and he makes the motivation for his staff. Also, the manager also he can do these roles. So, what about the good leader? It can be doesn't it means that it can be a good manager, or we have, for example, managers based on the structural organizational structures. There is a higher in managers, and apart from the lower manager, if he is the leader, what are the challenges that he can face if somebody who is not the leader is leading the leader?
Okay, thank you.
Did you
If I
get?
understood clearly, Mr. Ahmed, very nice. Actually, this was the today's presentation. Transforming manager into leaders, inspiring visionary. That means in your question, it is clear. Motivation, mentoring, all these things is manager job. My focus was actually if you very ideally rather than only looking for the work plan, not only structure, only compliance, only punishment, and with the formative way, you as the manager or your present role, you try to practice these good things. Actually, this presentation was a focus only for the practicing good things. Whose role you are playing now, it is immaterial to me. My focus was anybody can start these practices gradually with the managerial capacities. The person day by day will be improved a leader. So both knowledge and experience and traits we need. Thank you, Var. If I answered you correctly.
Thank you very much.
Okay, another two guys, Imtiaz and Kamruzzaman. First floor is Kamruzzaman. Please say something. Kamruzzaman. Kamruzzaman, mute first and then say something. Okay.
Dear Amgawai, thank you so much, Dr. Bidut Mahaldar Dada, for your nice and insightful presentation. We learned more and more during our career about the leadership, but we came to know the in depth from your presentation that what will be the attributes of a good leader. Dada, thank you so much again. Just to know from your valuable advice and suggestion, can we combine all three types, that is directive, supportive, and coaching, delegating for a good leader? That's combination of these three attributes or types. Can we merge all the four types to be a for directing a project or program like direction, supporting, coaching, and delegating? Thank you so much, Dada.
Thank you very much. It's a good question. As I actually, due to time constraint, I could not explain so much, but I can explain now. If you have a 30 members team, first you have to sort out as a leader that who are in group and who are out group. That is very important because out group you need to take care. What is the problem? And second, within the 30%, if you have 5 persons are very new in time, the next 5% is officer, then a specialist, then the senior leader. So in as a senior manager or a lead, so as a leader, should have a very good framework, a roadmap that who are the members I need to practice directive role. Who are the members I need to coaching them, supportive role and delegative role. Sometimes directive action or practices may not come to need to from you if you are busy, you are working. So assign somebody from your team lead that you play the directive role with these 4 persons. Then you take care of the senior person to delegate leader based on this. So first thing, it is a combination. It is not only you go for directive. Okay, if you are teaching an intern group of students for entering in the job, so you need to directive job. If you have the project only to work in the field for data collection, so you need to do directive job. But if your job is the development of the questionnaire, then you field testing, plan survey, and then analyze data and go for reporting. So you see, in different level, you have to assign different categories of people. So based on the job nature, based of the staff category you are managing or under your team, then you have to analyze and then act. Thank you.
Another one is MTS Hossain, and then Kamil Arif Hussain. MTS Hossain, MTS.
Thank you so much. First, I would like to say thanks to the organizer. Secondly, I'm sharing some of my understanding about a manager transforming into leadership. I have studied a few years ago that as a manager, we should have analyzed 3 dimensions in our program to choose a suitable leadership style, which included, it was Tenenbaum, I think the academician, and Fiedler research about this. The 3 dimensions are the forces in the manager role, the manager power which he or she have. Second one is relationship between member and manager, and third one is organization culture or program structure, the degree of activity spelled out to be implemented. So these 3 dimensions are the roadmap for a manager to choose a suitable leadership style, which I have studied. I'm here to ask you that is there any further study about that which is good for a manager to choose a suitable leadership style?
Thank you very much. As I mentioned in my presentation, considering the time limitation, actually, I have to skip many things. You are right. You will see there are many others, writer or management guru. They divided leadership in different way. You will see one of my presentation. I mentioned the organizational power and personal power and strength, and then it comes the relationship with the people. As I mentioned, that a person is very known to in the society. That is also the influence and this quality to be a leader. So if I answer your question, that yes, manager needs to be trained for practicing the positive things and traits. Like one important thing, that personal development and to know the team development. Because first thing, to be a powerful leader, as I mentioned some of the things, and also you need to take care of the high performance team. So if you want to be leader, a manager always cannot manage the high performing team, because high performing team sometimes go for the beyond your boundary. That means creative way, out of box, innovation. So that your team, sometimes you will find somebody actually amazing knowledge in different things, but within the project boundary territory or activities designed by the donor, you cannot utilize his knowledge and expertise. So my answer is that positional power, personal power, relationship. These are the 3 things as the way you name it. Then manager obviously needs to train himself to be develop the quality to be a powerful manager for his practices or her practices, and to know how to manage a high performing team. Thank you.
Thank you. Another one is Arif Hussain.
Thank you, the organizer, to arrange this nice webinar. It was really very good insight for me, especially. I have not specific question, but I have a recommendation to the presenter that in the presentation, we observed that you presenting data that how the leadership is working. As a human being, it is very difficult for us to be a visionary leader from a manager. But if we have a checklist in front of us to have as a self-assessment tools, then it could be helpful for us to be a good leader. So I'm just requesting you to, if it is possible, to make a checklist from your presentation that could help us to follow the process, how a leader could act with their staffs. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Actually, this is a challenge. I showed you a glimpse of a survey result that actually we had 17 questions. When you develop a new team, and then you need to know very beginning within first 6 months at the status. Second thing is that I explained some 3-4 slides that step and exercise. It has a very long, do call it, process for a leader to make exercise for his own development and also the develop a high performing team. Yes, actually, if you have request, we can connect through our email. I can give you some of the tools how to develop a manager to be a leader and how to develop a team to be work with a good leader for better performance. So there are two types of tool. All is self-development and another is developing a tool. Because if you develop yourself, if you don't know how to develop the team, it does not work. Or if you have a very good, strong team, but you don't know how to manage them. So your development as well as the team's development needs to work together. Yes, I have a lot of tools. I can share personally. I don't have any problem. Thank you.
Okay, another one question I can take from Ray's house. Abidas Salat. Abidis Salan Salat. Please say something and we will finish soon.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Dr. Maldas and organizers. Actually, that's very good, insightful. Actually, we really appreciate it. So I have just one question, a follow-up question on let's say we have some leaders who are introverts and maybe they can't show their leadership skills. So how can such a leader build trust and rapport with the team members so that at least they can feel comfortable by sharing ideas and concerns? Yeah, thank you. That's the only question that I have.
Thank you. You saw that I mentioned again that one thing is that trust, confidence, and connectivity. So first the guy needs to analyze himself that whether he is a transformational leader or transactional leader. If he or she wants to be very day by day micromanage and always very much connected with the output and the system, or he or she is thinking out of box to work wider way. So first thing I advise to analyze yourself. Then you go to assess the team individually and collectively together. So what are the lackings, what are the support, and what are the actually goal we want to achieve, and where we cannot make the bridge, the gap we have identified. So to answer specifically, the person needs to have self development first. Before that, you have to understand your gaps, your lacks, and your style. Like you are the proactive person, you have some good things to understand, you want to do beyond your within territory. Second is the trust building of the team, and mainly sometimes it does not work. There are some out group. My third slide I mentioned, they are actually more influencer than the in group. And if the manager or leader wants to take the decision together with in group, that out group is influencing so much. So you have to manage that group first, and to manage that group, you need to know what leadership approach I need to. One of the important thing I know my personal management or leadership style to job rotation and to address the people's assignment and connect with different peer group. So peer group sense and job rotation, and sometimes you need to think that actually the person is not really a motivator. So you need to relocate if you have the opportunity. Relocation, job rotation, connect with the peer group, that are the actually the first things to understand, but it should be always after assessment. Thank you.
Thank you. We will finish. Before finished, I have an announcement. Our next webinar will be held on 3rd August 2024 on behavioral economics in MEL. So, the last word you can say, we may finish, right?
It's from my side.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to you. It's an amazing experience. And I never know that I can connect 60% in this 9 o'clock in Bangladesh evening. My big congratulations to Alamgir and his team, Dr. Nazrul, and my gratefulness for listening me, giving me the opportunity to talk here in front of wider audiences. And I am ready to support any one of you or connect to any one with you, any kind of things I can share. I'll be happy. Have a nice day and good night to Bangladeshi people at least.
Thank you very much. We are grateful to you. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.